What is going on, guys? What is going on? What is going on? Cryptic computing is the CPI released 27 minutes from now. It is actually 15 minutes from now. Simply P, good morning, all. What's going on? Dan Kirby, CPI 3.9% year over year. Is that a prediction, Dan? Because it didn't come out yet. And we will go over what the expectation is right now. Shock City Rocker 8:30 the data drops. Yes. Shaft, what's going on, bro? Regine, buenos dias. What's going on? Good morning. Let's ride safe. By the way, prayers out to Lahaina. Yes, prayers out to Lahaina for sure. I know somebody that lives in Lahaina as well. Crazy what's going on there. People, trying to avoid the fires by swimming into the ocean. I mean, it's like a nightmare situation. Dario, what's going on? Hello from Scotland. I wrote it 12 minutes ago, bro. Well, I'm telling you, it's 14 minutes from now. Fareed, what's going on? Briggs, your voice is lower than usual. Okay, we went through this one time, and then I turned it up, and then most people started screaming at me saying it was too loud, except for the one dude that said it was low. What about now? Evan, hey, what's going on, Evan? Hans, Tim, Jay Moore, buenos dias. What's going on? Thomas broadcast. Buen dia says Julio Genao. What's going on? Doc, what's going on? From Dubai, what's going on? Now it's loud. See? All right. Loud enough, not low, can't hear. Bass. That's just my voice, Tim. That's just my voice. I'm like the backup singer in Boys to Men with the really deep voice that didn't used to sing. He would just talk on songs. All right, let's go over CPI. So we're going to go to Muhammad El Arian's page. As regards to the US CPI, here's what's expected. I did a video yesterday, but let's go through it in detail because I talked about the 3.3% year over year, which is strange considering that we were at 3.1% year over year last month. So this is the first month, as I said yesterday, that since the pre-hike phase, this is the first month, or since the hike phase started, that they're projecting a higher CPI in the following month than they were the previous month. Right? This is actually the first time since, when was the last time this happened? The last time this happened, so 8.4, 8.1, 8.3, then 8.8. So last time this happened was July 13, 2022, when we went from 8.3 expected to 8.8. And then last July, we were at 3.1 expected, now at 3.3. In terms of headline CPI month over month, 0.2% expected increase, right? And then for core, 0.2% and 4.7% for core. So remember, core CPI strips out food and energy. So core has been rather sticky because of services inflation. And services inflation is due to wages, right? Wage inflation. So like think of when you go, when you go get a haircut, for instance, right? I'm sure that you will see that a lot of services, make sure you pay your barbers, by the way, but I'm sure that you will see a lot of services in your life have also gone up. It's not just like the cost of cereal and a tank of gas, right? So, the core is rather sticky because services inflation is sticky because wage inflation is sticky. So like people send me these things all the time saying like, haven't you seen that credit card debt is up, etc. Yeah, but also wages are at an all-time high. Not all-time high, but let's just say at least a 15-year high. How do I know this? Because let's take a look at the Fed tracker, the Fed Atlanta tracker. You can see here wages are actually higher than they've been, since going all the way back to 1998. So this is what the Fed is trying to get down, right? So when inflation has gone down year over year from 9% to 3% in 1 year, you might think to yourself, well, why is the Fed going to continue raising more in terms of the rate? Well, it's because wage inflation is so high, and they are really, really trying to get that wage inflation down by hook or by crook. Jay Moore says, I cut my own hair. Jay, I tried this once in the pandemic. It didn't end well, bro. Unless you're a barber, you need to go get your own haircut, bro. You need to go get someone to cut your hair, dude. That's why I only get haircuts in Mexico. Too expensive in NYC. So you fly to Mexico to get a haircut and come back to NYC, and that's cheaper than getting a haircut in NYC. Come on, bro. Just go to go to Chinatown, dude. Go to one of the local barbers in Chinatown, like next to the dim sum place. They'll do an okay job, and it'll be like $25. Soner says, I lost my hair very cheap. Soner, aren't you Turkish, bro? Turkey has like the biggest hair transplant industry. I know because when I was in Istanbul, every other dude was walking around with a bandage on his head. And no shade. Get it if you need to. But I'm just saying, bro, if you're Turkish, you have no excuse for not having hair. I tried doing my haircut, but always get stopped out. Yeah. Tight stop on doing your own haircut, for sure. Let your hair grow, Z. I did, but I just got a haircut. Here, I'll show it to you. It's still kind of long, but I think 15 euros in Germany is too expensive. All right, now you're just getting ridiculous, Victor. Like, why don't you let a squirrel cut your hair? Like, what do you mean 15 euros is too expensive for a haircut? Come on, bro. It's loud, lower the volume. Okay. The next MFer that talks about volume is gonna get banned. I'm kidding. Just tell me if it's good. And there's 500 of you on the stream and 52 likes. Hit that thumbs up. All right. Looking good, Z. Morning. What's going on, Jonas? So wearing the cap all day makes you bald. Myth just got busted. Yeah, my girl was telling me this the other day. She was like, if you wear a cap all day, you will go bald. And not telling me. She was just saying like that's, what is the common folklore among people who follow this stuff. But I don't know. I love wearing hats. People assumed when I first started this channel, people assumed that I was wearing hats to cover something. But no, I just like wearing hats. Especially this hat. This hat's fly as hell. Some of you on this chat have this hat. Haircut. Manu says, ask your wife to cut your hair. Haircut will look good depending on mood. Sydney Slate says, Baba about to pay. Yes, Baba was all right. We're gonna get CPI in 23 minutes. Let's look at some. Let's look at some trades. Let's look at the futures. Regine says, love my TTT hat. Yes, I remember sending you one, Regine. We did a giveaway. I sent out like 3 hats, maybe like 2 live streams ago. What percentage an average trade target day? What does that mean, Deepak? I had to give my hat to my son because it was too small for my head. Bro, you must have a big ass head. KC, no disrespect, bro. You must have a big... This hat was too big for your head? Bro, the size that this hat can go to, it can literally fit a fucking silverback gorilla. Swear to God. Ask Regine. Regine, like, if you stretch this hat out to its fullest extent, it can fit a giant's head. All right. So there was an overreaction saying that China's economy wasn't doing too well, and then Baba had dropped. But you guys know this pattern, and we've been bullish on I did a write-up on let me see. I did a write-up in June on why I thought that Chinese stocks were about to blow. This was June 15th that I did a write-up. So Baba was in that. Obviously, Neo was in that. KWeb, which is the ETF that tracks Chinese stocks, right? So that was mid-June, and we are now up quite a bit, whether you're looking at Neo, looking at Baba, looking at KWeb. So yeah, and I thought that China news was an overreaction too. Chinese stocks have, in my view, unless we get some sort of worldwide credit event, there's still quite a bit of runway. But I'm not a huge China investor, so don't get it twisted. Like, I like swing trading Chinese stocks. It's hard for me to invest in a company where, or in a country where the government has so much control over companies, right? So, good morning, Z family. What's going on, Trouble Man, but your profile pic is of a woman. What percentage we target of capital per day trade? I go over this in the masterminds, and I go over this quite a bit in the mentorship as well. It really depends on your skill level. And before I go forward, Mastermind waitlist, check the link in the description. I have 2 surprises for you. One, we are doing a free mastermind on August 27th, which is 2 Sundays from this Sunday. You have a lot of time to sign up. Make sure that you sign up. It's an absolutely free mastermind. We will be going over how to trade futures. We will be going over how to take A+ setups on day trades. We will be going over things such as risk management, etc. But if you are asking, then you probably should be on the lower end of the percentage of your portfolio. But in general, you want your stop limit, right? Like, if you get stopped out on a trade, you want the total amount that that would be a result of your stop limit, right? So say, like, if you got stopped out, you would have lost $500 on a trade. You want that to be 1 to 2% of your portfolio, right? A lot of people think it's position size, but it's not. It's how much you risked in order to make a certain amount, right? And so that will be dictated by, if your stop hit, how much would you be down on that trade? And that is what should be 1 to 2% of your portfolio. If you are asking, though, or you are just starting, you should be on the way lower end of that. It should be less than 1%, right? And this is why futures are so great as well, because you have micro futures, right? So a lot of people think futures require a lot of collateral, and yes, mini futures like the ES require a lot of collateral, but you also have micro futures in MES, right? Which is where you can get your feet wet. All right. So let's check on what futures are doing at the moment. We are up 0.5% on S&P 500 futures, NASDAQ 0.74, Russell 2000 0.57. You know, people will say, oh, is the CPI leaked? Because these are great numbers. No, this is just futures. CPI is not leaked. We're going to get CPI in exactly 1 minute, and we will be covering it live here. Let me just refresh and make sure. Yep. CNBC is on commercial break, so when they are back, we will check on this. Tom Deshen, appreciate your donation to St. Jude's, man. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you, man. I assume that THB is Thai bot, so 800 Thai bot to St. Jude's. Appreciate you. All right, let's see what they say.
30 seconds away from the July CPI report and the jobless claims number. Let's just get a look at the markets. Dow's up 184 into the print. The whisper is dovish. I'll quote Andy Brenner at Nat Alliance. Whispers 4.6 for the core, maybe 3.1 on the headline. So expectations are pretty muted in that direction. And we've seen the 10-year Treasury yield below 4% in anticipation of that. 385, that's the level. watching and some others to see if we're not going to retest the highs. But if it comes in hawkish in 2 seconds, that's all out the window. Rick Santelli, how does it look?
Well, let's start out with CPI, shall we? Our July read up 0.2%, exactly as expected. And if we look at core, also up 0.2 as expected. And what's noteworthy about this, it's the second month in a row, and I don't see a revision yet, where core is up 0.2, which means it's the third up 0.2 since the highs going back to 1981 were established up 0.8. That was in April of 21. We haven't been at a lower level since February of 2021. Now, let's look at CPI year-over-year numbers. 3.2% on headline, 3.2. That's 0.2 higher than the 3% in the rearview mirror. And that 3% in the rearview mirror was the lowest since March of 21. So that's moving in the wrong direction. And if we look at year-over-year core, arguably the most important data point here, 4.7, exactly as expected, and 0.1 less than the rearview mirror, which was 4.8, which was the lowest since OC of 2021, and, well, at 4.2, OC of 21, and we're still hovering there because 4.5 is the number. Now, even though 3.2 is higher, Kelly, than the 3.0 in the rearview mirror, there is an asterisk here. The fact that we are expecting a number actually even higher than that at 3.3. Because if you look at interest rates, we haven't moved that much. We were basically at 397 and 10s. Right before the number, you get that pre-number panic. We moved down to about 395. We're trading at 396. If you look at a 2-year note, arguably maybe a better gauge right now. It's at 473. It was at 476 prior to the number. That was down 5 basis points. So, of course, now at 72, you had another 3. We're down 8 basis points. If you look at pre-opening equity futures, the Dow futures have improved here. They're trading well over 225 on their way to 250. So the data points, even though we had that one glitch on year-over-year headline, it certainly seems to be falling in place. And there are a lot of moving parts here as everybody tries to monitor how all this affects interest rates, the yield curve. Long-dated Treasury's been a little bit more stubborn on their yields, although they've come down. And to those, I just say the following. We have lots of deficits here. Interest rates are very important. The Treasury, of course, is going to have to wake up. Last I looked, 1.62 trillion deficit for the first 10 months of this fiscal year. Unbelievable. And interest on the debt this fiscal year, 10 months in, is already up 15.5%, 15.5%. Those numbers alone should make us definitely be paying not only close attention to interest rates, but also how some of the rating agencies, many have dismissed, well, exactly what they may be paying closest attention to. Kelly, back to you.
Rick, thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Wait,
please.
I'm sorry.
Initial claims. Like claims, not quite as positive.
Oh,
what
my
do you
gosh,
see?
248,000, and continuing claims, 1,684,000. My apologies, viewers and listeners. Got so caught up in CPI. 248,000 actually is the highest level, believe it or not, going back to the last week in June when it was 249,000. And continuing claims, much too well behaved, and maybe that's some of the stigma why interest rates have been a little more stubborn on the long end. 1,684,000 goes back to the 1,679,000 that we had in the second week in July. We have not been over 1.8 million now since the last week in April, which really speaks volumes about how the labor market statistics are confounding many, including me on many levels. Now, back to you.
Thank you very much, Rick. Let's get to our econ panel for some instant reaction. The market, by the way, hanging on to about a 0.5% gain here at the open and a 1% gain for the NASDAQ. Michael Strain is here. He's American Enterprise Institute's Economic Studies Director. Angela Hanks is All
right, before we go back to the panel, we have, I don't know, over 1,200 of you here. Hit that thumbs up so others can find this stream. Believe me, it's not for my own ego. It's so that others can find this stream. I want people to have as good information as possible. Now, in terms of CPI, as I said yesterday in my emergency video, right, there was a reason. Where is that? Where is that? There was a reason it seems like there was a reason that they went from 3.1% forecast in July to 3.3% forecast in August, was because they wanted to give themselves a chance to come under, right? And is it a surprise that they came in at 3.2, right? So if their forecast was this even just the same as last month, not even lower, they would have come in higher, but they forecast higher than last month. So 3.3% forecast, the actual was 3.2. So it looks like they beat, and we beat technically, right? And then for core, month over month is 0.2%, which was what they were projecting. And then for headline, month over month was 0.2%, which is what they were projecting. So, and the most important part of that report was that jobless claims came in at 248,000 versus an estimated 230 something thousand, right? So the job numbers are the jobless claims are going up, meaning that that's what the Fed wants to see. Remember, and I haven't heard a ton of people make this point. I'm not saying it's originally my point, but I haven't seen many people talk about wages as constantly as we have. And the fact that, if inflation is, as a matter of fact, coming down at the rate that the Fed says it is, why are they continuing to raise rates? Why did they raise last month? Why did they say that they will likely raise in September? We have Jackson Hole coming up in a couple weeks where Jerome Powell is going to grab the mic and start talking shit again because it's not an official FOMC meeting, right? So it's because wage inflation is so high, because wage inflation is so high and wages are the highest that they've been in at least 15. Wait, did I say 15 years? Yeah, 15 years since 1998. That's right. In at least 15 years. And now jobless claims are starting to go up. That's what they want. They want to see jobless claims go up. They want to see unemployment go up. And to get service inflation down, they want to see wages, unfortunately, go down, which is very unfortunate for the average working American, because it seems like, the average working American is who has to get sacrificed at the altar of the Fed in order for them to do their job. It's never some, high-paying CEO. It's never people who are in, upper income brackets, even like myself, right? It's people who are hardworking Americans. And that's to me, like, that's always been the problem with the type of capitalism that I think is prevalent in America, is that, capitalism is great and it provides opportunities for everybody. America is the only country where you can get a job anytime you like, right? Like, you could just wake up and get a job. It might not be the job that you want, but you can get a job. And unfortunately, the drawback is that we have to go through these boom bust cycles where the people that get sacrificed in order to reset the economy are the average American, right? So, that is definitely that would definitely be my criticism of capitalism in the way that it's practiced in this country, if I had one, right? So, true, but if people stop the speech that USA is the best country in the world should help a lot. It has nothing to do with speech, dude. Rui, it has nothing to do with speech. It has to do with policy. All right. Let's see what's going on with futures. We see these spikes up. These to me are not tradable. So we're not trading this yet, right? This to me is not tradable. Like whether you are long or short, you will get stopped out by these wicks, right? So there isn't really a position to be had yet. You want to wait for it to die down. You want to wait for us to get closer to market open, and you want to wait for these wicks to normalize, right? This is where you should stay out of the market here. This right here is not a trade yet. By the way, hit that thumbs up, guys. Hit that thumbs up. Let other people find the stream. All right. we're going to continue to monitor these moves. What I'm looking for here is to see which one of these lows on the S&P 500 gets taken out before entering a position, right? I'm trying to see whether we actually grab liquidity from here before finding a move back up, or whether it's from one of these more major lows down here, right? So this is what I'm monitoring now before taking a trade, because as you know, one of the hallmarks of an A+ trade, at least the way that we trade it, we wait for liquidity to be taken before taking a trade to the other side. That's, to me, the most optimal way to trade, as opposed to just taking random trades. Z, how long you staying alive? What the fuck? What you mean, how long am I staying alive, fool? As long, inshallah, as long as possible. What you mean, how long am I staying alive? What kind of question is that? Oh, how long am I staying on live? Oh, my bad. I don't know, until market open. Random card breaks. I love you. My bad. I'm just messing with him. He's actually one of the students that's in the summer mentorship too. Really appreciate the breakdown, Z. Been a huge fan. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Get this man some coffee. You know what? Yeah, you're right. I'm running low on the drug. All right. Z, what fib levels do you use? All right, I have good news for you guys. A lot of these questions that you ask me will be covered in this special mastermind that we're doing for free on August 27th. We're doing one session for an hour on August 27th. It's absolutely free. All you need to do is sign up. Link is in the description below. Also, I have another surprise for you. If you get this stream to 500 likes, as you guys know, we have opened monthlies back up, which is the lowest ticket that will get you in the Discord. You won't get access in general to the regular masterminds or the live trading, but you will get access to the chats, the analysis, etc. Right? So it is our bare bones membership, and we did this because of popular request. And the fact that we want to make sure people are getting good information. We want to make sure that we provide a price point that a lot of people can afford, right? As opposed to the full academy, where you get access to the courses, the masterminds, the live trading, etc., which is still a super jam-packed value. But if you get this to 500 likes, we will do a 50% off for the first 3 months on the monthlies. If you get this to 500 likes, I promise I will give that to you. Random card break says great class. Oh yeah, he's talking about the personal mentorship, which we will be doing one for the fall/winter as well. But let's get you guys in the free mastermind first. Anonymous donated $20. Appreciate you. And Shaft, I missed your donation. You donated $25 to St. Jude's. Appreciate you, man. Always. Thank you. How can you upgrade from monthly to masterclass? That is a very good question, Crazy Jones. There is a very good way to upgrade from monthly to masterclass. If you are in the Discord already, just open a support ticket and say you want to upgrade. Morning Z, I have an old account. Is that still valid? I promised to grandfather everybody in a year ago. So yes, I mean, if your account is still active, and then you still have access. If you have lost access, then it's probably because your account is not active. Guys, get this to 500 likes and I will release a 50% off for the first 3 months. And T Squarehead, if it's not active, then you will have to re-sign up. But like I said, if you guys get this to 500 likes, then I will give you a 50% off code for the first 3 months. So, bear that played heavy OTM swing puts overnight holding a bag. Yeah, I don't know why you would buy options the day before CPI. There's no reason to, because your premiums will get crushed by IV. Yeah, Crazy Jones, just open up a support ticket in the Discord. Naomi, thanks Z, you're the best. No, you're the best. Appreciate you. They grab liquidity from both sides. That is so greedy. No, fool, that's how the market works. I mean, look, what other job can you click buttons and make money appear out of thin air? Right? Honestly. It's so crazy to me that people will like poo-poo this or say, oh, the market is rigged. You can play any position you want. Like right now, I can go short, I can go long, I can go neutral, right? Nobody's knocking on my door saying that I can't take any position I want, right? If you went long and, you know, you got stopped out and you're screaming that the market is rigged, well, guess what? You could have gone short. Would the market have been rigged if you guessed right? No. That was the funniest thing that I've heard in a very long time. You made me spit out my coffee. Oh, when he asked how long I was planning on staying alive? Yeah. Market dropping like a turd? No, it's just grabbing liquidity, right? Like I said, you want to see it target these lows and grab liquidity before going back up, right? This is all just shaking people out who are trying to get a nut in pre-market, right? And not get a nut in the nasty way that you're thinking. I mean, like how a squirrel would get a nut. But yeah, we're just taking out liquidity. As I said, I want to see these lows get taken out, and we already have 1, 2, 3 major lows taken out, and I want to see if that is the extent of the liquidity, or are we going to target this low on the S&P futures at 44.83. I think that August will be a correction type of month. Yeah, I mean, I said this before. Certainly a bad CPI would have helped, but a correction should be taken with a grain of salt, because, you know, a correction is 10% or more. I'm thinking more of a small pullback, 5 to 10%, right? And I was targeting, if inflation came in worse than expected, I was targeting these August highs here. 427 likes. We got 73 more. How would you play it, long, short, or neutral? Tom, no trade yet, bro. Market's open all day, and it's not even open yet. Chill. It's not, do you play long, short, or neutral? You wait to see what the market is doing. You get your confirmation, right, which is part of what makes an A+ trade. You have to have all of your markers in place, and then you take a trade. There is no guessing whether it's long or short. Like I said, I was waiting for liquidity to be taken out before taking a position to the other side, which in this case would have been a long, but I wouldn't be holding this long, all day. It's just a day trade. So we took liquidity and got the move to the other direction, like I told you we would, but there's no entry yet, because sure, you could have just front ran this and longed it from liquidity and you would have made money, but you are trying to develop a consistent strategy, and that's not a consistent strategy. You want to wait for confirmation. Even if you guess the move right, which we did, you want to wait for a confirmation, right? So I was hoping to get a pullback, but pre-market on CPI day, you're not going to get an entry just yet. Like once participants start joining the market at 9:30 a.m., then you will start to see these wicks normalize. Do you monitor the price of commodities into your trading decisions? Here's what I look at. I look at Dixie, TNX, and VIX all at the same time, right? Because, oh man, I should have stuck with my VIX puts. I had made 200% on VIX puts on Monday, and I told myself I wanted to buy VIX puts for CPI because the volatility will likely drop if news is not too bad, right? Which is why whoever bought options will likely get smoked today, especially if they're out of the money. But I look at the VIX, the Dixie, which is the dollar index, and then TNX, which is the 10-year. Romizi says, hit that like button. Yes, we got 28 more likes. So wait for signals after open. Yes, and I will obviously be trading live with the Discord as well if I'm not on here. So follow me on there. And if you guys get this to 500 likes, you will have no excuse not to join because, like I said, it will be the lowest entry ticket to at least the trades and the trades chat. Okay, so we're getting... Okay, so this might be a potential entry here. I will, like, if you have the stomach for risk, let me see what the 1 minute looks like. Ooh. I don't know if we get all the way down there, though. The less safe trade would be from here. Right? I don't know that we get down here because, like I said, pre-market, tough chance. With such low volume, it's a tough chance. You want to wait for market open for more. God, I can't think. You want to wait for market open for more optimal trades, right? Because you get more volume in. But for a riskier entry would be here. If I was being prudent, I would take it from closer to the golden pocket on the Fibonacci. So my trade would look probably more like this. Which would be a 4-to-1 trade. So I would only be risking about 3.5 points here on one S&P 500 futures contract. 3.5 points is 150 is $175. And then if you have a smaller account, you could trade MES, which is a tenth of that, which, would be $17.50. So no excuse not to trade futures, in my opinion. You're not subject to any of the Greeks, right? You're not subject to theta. You're not subject to IV. All you have is pure price action. Right? Plus, it's tax advantaged, 60-40 tax advantage. Plus, there's no day trading minimum. There's no pattern day trading rule. So this idea that you have to have 25,000 in your account, not if you're trading futures. There's so many advantages. It's a 23-hour market. I still love options for swings. And then, obviously, I like trading SPX because it's exciting. But in terms of pure consistent price action, and you know what? Ask Shaft, who's in the Discord, who made the switch to futures very recently, and last week has had 5 green days in a row. Shaft, if you're still on here, put it in the chat how much you've been loving trading futures. He went from trading almost purely options to now almost purely futures. And remember, like $500 a day is a full-time income, is a full-time 6-figure income. $500 a day means you're making $125,000 a year, which is crazy. And all you would need is a 10-point move on one contract or a 5-point move on 2 contracts. Christopher Ritchie says, been great. Yeah, that's awesome. Johnny Hay says, futures is the only way. Tom Deshen says, works for me in Thailand. Yeah, especially if you're in a different time zone. You could trade the Asia time zone, right? Which is when Tokyo wakes up. You could also trade the London time zone. When I travel, that's certainly what I'm trading, mostly London. Shafiq says, yes, sir. Only options I do now are lottos to scratch my DGen edge. Yes, for sure. My price is delayed compared to what you have. Spy 007, you need to pay $5 a month on TradingView to get the live futures prices. All right, I just saw that you guys hit 515 likes. So we just launched our new page on WAP, which is a marketplace for traders. We just launched this, so I feel like a baby starting from scratch. Again, we closed monthlies for about a year. We reopened them by popular request. The monthlies will get you access to the chat and will get you access to the trade alerts and my analysis. Obviously the regular masterminds, the Zoom calls that I do with the group, and the live trading and the courses is part of the larger academy, either annual or lifetime subscription. But this is the bare bones that will get you in the Discord, where you have access to the trades in the chat at least. The 50% off code is summer sale, all one word. Summer sale will get you 50% off for 3 months. So make sure that you do that. It will be the first link in the description, actually. But summer sale is the code, first link in the description. And while you're at it, sign up for the free mastermind if you are not part of the academy on August 27th. I'll be doing an hour for free for you guys, going over what makes an A+ trade, going over all of the different questions that you guys have actually asked me on this live stream. How to draw Fibonacci, how do you draw fair value gaps, etc. Where to trade futures? You could trade futures on Thinkorswim, which is TD Ameritrade. You could trade futures on E-Trade, although I don't recommend it. You could trade futures on Interactive Brokers, which if you are international, I would suggest that. You could trade futures on Ninja Trader. You cannot trade futures on Robinhood, Webull, or Fidelity. All right. So you guys did it. You definitely got to 500 likes, and there you go. I promise you I will give you guys a 50% coupon. And that's where it is, in the description below. Unfortunately, been told that futures is haram. Who told you that, bro? You're probably thinking of options, first of all. But how is futures haram? I don't know. I'm not going to argue with anyone's religion, bro. Do what you will. Just keep an eye out on your fees when you start out trading futures. Yeah, when you start out, obviously, start out with one MES or one MNQ contract, for sure. Z, you're saying we could short here, correct? No, that's not what I said. Trade-Evate is great. Yeah, I think they have lower fees than mostly everybody, right? Krypton DJ. And I think that their collateral requirements for ES is only like $500. Muhammad says, I used to be on monthlies on $20 a month. Oh my God, bro. We're one of the oldest trading groups online. We started in 2017. Yes, we used to have a $29 a month membership. But, obviously with the value that we provide, the fact that we are one of the longest running groups online, we are, in my view, the most versatile group online, where we trade options, futures, stocks. We're not just stuck to options, right? We've taught tens of thousands of traders how to trade. So, we do provide a ton of value, and that does come with a price point. Plus, if we switch back to $29, we'd have 10,000 people in there, and it would just get too flooded and would dilute the value. So it has to be a happy medium of providing value, but also keeping the price point at a point where you're only there if you want to be, right? And if it's not for you, no hate. Like, I enjoy having you on the live stream. Oh my God, Prabin, I'm going to mute you, bro. I hate these types of fucking spam where you ask the same question 10 million times. Apologies, dude, but I got to put you in timeout. Z, what advice would you give me on how I should manage my 87K? Talk to a money manager, man. Like I'm a trader. I'm not going to tell you how to set up your life savings, right? Currently in CDs getting high interest rates. I will tell you this. I have taught people recently about the fact that you can get paid the same rate as you would for treasuries or for money markets, right? But also using that collateral for cash secured puts. So right now I'm getting paid 5% on my money by investing in a Schwab money market account, but I'm also able to use those money market funds to sell cash secured puts. So I'm making money by selling puts, which should be majorly up. Let me see. Where's Tesla? Oh my God. Our cash secure put should be printing today because Tesla's up almost $3.50 pre-market, right? So we sold cash secure puts at support here, or I sold cash secure puts, and that money is also making 5%. So not only is that money being used for selling cash secure puts as collateral, but it's also making 5% at the same time, as opposed to just sitting 5% in treasuries or in a money market fund, right? I'm making the money work twice for me. So, yeah, but in terms of if you have life savings and you're asking what you should do, that's up to you, man. Like I teach people how to trade. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your life savings, especially if you have a family or whatever. Like, talk to somebody that you trust. Do you think VIX is manipulated? I mean, we have to have this conversation every single live stream. I appreciate the question, man, but people, like, all they need to do is just look back before the pandemic. The VIX consistently trades at 10, 11, sometimes at 9, right? The VIX is only meant to spike when there's mass uncertainty. Now, you will get spikes in the VIX on certain days because it is meant to spike. But in terms, like, I don't know why people think they're going to invest in the VIX. Like, look at the VIX. This looks like, you know, if you gave your grandfather fucking 10 Red Bulls, this is what his heart rate monitor would look like, right? There's no investing in the VIX, right? You hedge with the VIX in case, like, say you think that there is some sort of event coming up that is going to increase the volatility. That's when you buy the VIX strategically in very short terms. This is not something to invest in. And the VIX is not manipulated. The VIX routinely trades at low levels, right? It's only after the pandemic where, and you know, the pandemic made things uncertain, then inflation made things uncertain, the war between Ukraine and Russia at that time made things uncertain, the oil supply made things uncertain, right? The closure of China made things uncertain. But as these things, the debt ceiling made things uncertain, right? Which is why we had the spike back here in March. But as you start mitigating these risks and the path looks clearer, the VIX is going to come down because the VIX routinely trades in this range and spikes on certain events. But it's not like the VIX just is supposed to curve upwards. All you need to do is pull up a chart and look at it objectively, right? So when I bought VIX puts, for instance, that was only for Monday because based on my analysis on Friday, I had a hunch that we would get a spike in indices prices on Monday, and that would then in turn bring down the VIX. But I'm not like investing in the VIX. Just wanted to shout out Z. Appreciate the lives that you do. Shows that you care because this is your time giving us. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, Romizi. Thank you so much for constantly coming through, man, and being a consistent watcher. Appreciate you, man. You guys are also giving me your time by joining the live stream, right? Like if there was 0 viewers on this live stream, it'd just be me talking like a madman into the lens, which could be fun, but I don't want that. I want you guys watching for sure. Which time frame do you like to trade the most in futures? Another question that we go over in the mentorship and the mastermind. But 5 minute is my most consistent time frame. It doesn't mean that I only stick to the 5 minute. It's just the one that I think gives me the quickest analysis while providing me enough candles. And for that person that said that the market was taking a shitter, like I told you, the market is looking for liquidity. Once we take out these lows, the next move is going to be up. We got that up move. Doesn't mean that I found an optimal trade. Again, you can front run these lows. That's not the way that I trade. Even yesterday, like I took there was a dope ass trade that I didn't enter. Where was this? So I had a beautiful setup for a trade, right? And my thesis, and yesterday, it started off being super bearish, but once we hit that liquidity level, I got long on the trade. But my bias was long, and I had my entry. It never came to my entry, and it ended up hitting my profit target, before I entered the trade. So, like for me, I have very strict criteria for entering the trade. I won't just front run it just because I think we're going to be long or going to be short. And over time, that type of diligence will save you in the long run and make you a more consistent trader, right? So I totally didn't have an entry, even though my analysis was correct. Same as just now, when I told you live that we will sweep these lows and likely go in the other direction up, but because it's pre-market on CPI day, you're not going to get a ton of optimal entries yet. We're going to have to wait, most likely until the market opens. Which VIX ticker do you trade? Just the VIX. Ben, absolutely. Z's my favorite person from Uzbekistan. Bro, you know what's so funny is people think I'm everything, dude. Like Uzbekistan is a weird one, I will say. But I appreciate being a part of everybody's family, right? Whether you're from Ethiopia or Colombia or Uzbekistan. Someone even tried to, say that I was actually Japanese. I appreciate all the love. I will gladly be invited into your families for sure. Z's from Bhutan. Come on, bro. If I went to Bhutan, I would be the only dude that looks like me in Bhutan. Let's be honest. But that is on my list, man. Bhutan looks absolutely beautiful, for sure. You are officially Pakistani now, Aisha says. Aisha, if I was Pakistan, would I be from Lahore or Karachi? I probably would be more Punjabi, right? Like if I was Pakistani, for sure. Definitely a little Indian. I don't know, bro. If I went to India, I probably wouldn't be little. I'll tell you that. Based on average height in India. Let's see, what is the average height in India? Average height for a male in India. 5'6"? Get the fuck out of here, bro. I'd be a giant in India. What are you talking about? 5'6"? Come on, bro. What do you mean I'd be a little Indian? I'd be Shaq in India, bro. All right. Which is hilarious because one of my good friends is Pakistani and he's like fucking 6'5". He looks like he could play he could be captain of the cricket team. How tall are you? Around 5'11". Maybe a little more. All right. Someone said, sorry for the noob question. Rhodes, don't apologize. What do you mean the market is looking for liquidity? All right, I'm going to tell you now. Rhodes, if I don't see you in this mastermind, you have no right to ask me questions anymore. Because this is something that we go over constantly. Liquidity is this, in theory, right? Here's what liquidity means. You have highs and lows, right? When you look at the market, why doesn't the market just trade in? Let me pull this up for you. Why doesn't the market just trade in a straight line like this, right? Or trade like this? Like, why does it look like it's a series of taking highs and lows every single day, right? Is because the market, banks, institutions, etc., are looking for liquidity. So let's just say that you have this low here, right? If retail is taught to go low at support, or to go long at support or at demand, right? And banks know that they're getting a discount at this price, and that they likely want to go long as well. Where are banks going to get their liquidity from? If everybody wants to go long from here, because we have a low here, and so this is clearly support. Where are the banks gonna get their liquidity from? If everybody wants to go long here, there's no orders. There's nobody to sell the banks their orders in order to long, right? Because they need to buy orders in order to long. So they know that there's a bunch of stop limits that live below support. Now, there's a misconception here. They don't see that. You cannot see other people's stop limit orders, right? Because the order hasn't hit the book yet, because the stop price hasn't hit has not triggered the limit order. So all of it's presumed that there's all this liquidity below here. So instead of bouncing off here, right, noobs will try to go long here and will have their stop limit below. Banks know this, so they take out everyone's stop order, not because they're evil, but because they know how noobs trade and how most retail trades. And so all of these sell orders, which are stop limits here, become the bank's liquidity to go long. That is why we wait for liquidity. Same on the buy side, right? If banks want to go short, they need all of this liquidity to do so. So that is how constantly you guys see me on live tell you, oh, we took liquidity, we're likely going long, or we took liquidity here, we're likely going short. It's not that I'm Nostradamus or I have some indicator on my chart telling me. Like, I don't have any indicators on my chart. I just have V whoppity whop right here, right, in the purple. That's all I have on the chart. So it's not like I'm using an indicator. It's just reading price action and seeing this about 250 million times over the course of my life, right? So hopefully that helps. Z, you look Mongolian? No, I don't, bro. Mark Warner, come on. With a name like Mark Warner, you don't get to tell me what I look like, Mark. I don't look Mongolian. You from Louisiana, Creole from the South, I-10, down around Mamu or Plaquemine. The fact that I can't even pronounce that should tell you probably not. But I will gladly come if you invited me to your Creole cookout. For sure. Z's my boy, the Pinoy. When I did go to Philippines, I definitely stood out like a sore thumb, but some of the nicest people I've ever met in my entire life are in the Philippines. Hands down. Regine. I'm Haitian. I know Regine's Haitian. She represents for sure. Yeah, I will be adopted by the Haitians as well, for sure. Mongolian. I'm dead as fuck. Yeah, tell him, bro. Like, come on. Z, do you have a link or referral for that money market account? Yes. I don't I'm not going to tell you which one to. You went to Schwab and you don't see it listed? What are you talking about, bro? Schwab has an entire list of them. Yeah, it's a mutual fund. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. So look up the Schwab mutual funds and pick the one that you like. You know, look up what they're invested in. I'm not going to tell you which one to pick, but look up which one they're invested in, or what they're invested in, and pick the one you like. That's what I'm talking about. The mutual funds. Like there's Schwab Value Advantage Money Fund, etc. Are you from Qatar? No, I'm not. But I was there last year for the World Cup. Puerto Rican and Dominican. Lifetime member, best investment, will pay me for a lifetime. Appreciate you. And yes, the other day, thank you so much for saying that. By the way, damn hooks. The other day I said, where are we at? Trade wins. The other day I said someone had paid for, what did we take the other day? But someone had paid for like a zillion member. It was Tesla. No, it wasn't Tesla. Even though that person made 8,400, it wasn't Tesla. It was one that I sent out. Oh, it was the Palantir calls. And this fool took 30 Palantir calls and made 1,300 that day. Already paid for their membership in one trade, which is crazy. Hans, appreciate your donation. Thank you so much. Aisha, I'm good making matcha. What? Oh, someone asked if you're still there. Lifetime membership is the way to go if you think long term. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. And I happen to agree. I think it's the best value. You learn risk management. You learn how to trade. You learn how to trade options versus futures versus stocks versus how to invest long term versus how to sell cash secure puts, how to sell covered calls, how to make. I did a write-up on how to make 5% on your money while selling cash secure puts on things like Tesla. Fun fact, I haven't been assigned on Tesla in over 2 years. Tesla's like my little ATM machine. And if I do get assigned on Tesla, I'll be happy because I'm essentially getting assigned at a much lower price than it is currently. All right. Yeah, it's still no trade. It's still no trade for me here. Am I long bias or short bias? Right now, I don't have a bias per se. If the market is going to keep pushing up, then what I'm afraid of are these 830 highs here. And the 9 o'clock highs here. If we're going to keep pushing up, I'm not going to take, I definitely won't take a short trade until those two highs are addressed. And once the liquidity is taken from there, then I will likely potentially take a short, but it doesn't mean that I think the market will turn red. It just means a very quick day trade, you know, trying to eke out at least 10 points on S&P 500 futures. Now, I can't trade options now because we're pre-market. But once the market opens, yes, you can try to mimic these trades with SPY or SPX, although you will be subject to very violent theta decay, especially if you're trading 0 DTEs. That is the high of the day. Yeah, I mean, so far that's a high of pre-market. It's not the high of the day because usually when you say high of the day, you're referring to market open. But that is the pre-market high, yes. I would entertain a short from here, but it would only be a scalp. Right? You have to be realistic about your targets. You cannot just have the same targets long or short on every position, right? Like if I took a short from here, it would just be a scalp back to these lows right here. I won't take a broader base short because we don't even have a shift in market structure, right? Like I would need to see bearish market structure convincingly before taking a broad base short. But for a scalp, I would definitely would entertain the scalp here. For sure. And my stop limit would be 3 points to make 6. So 2 to 1. You look Eritrean? Really? What would my name be if I was Eritrean? It would either be Abel or Nagasi. Z, just admit you're Greek, bro. See, it's like everybody wants to adopt me, and I'll come. Just invite me to your cookout. Invite me to your souvlaki cookout, Rhodes, and I will come. And Simone, invite me, bro. Like if you're having Tibbs and Injera, invite me. I'll come through too. Should someone buy stocks for a company that filed bankruptcy? If you're asking that way, no, you definitely shouldn't, because that's too arbitrary of a question. Yes, there are times when you will see companies that file for bankruptcy rocket, obviously, because they're, since it's very low volume, there's a lot of easy manipulation, and usually they're penny stocks. But if you're just asking in general, then you probably shouldn't, because you probably, and I don't mean this in a derogatory manner, you probably don't know how to manage your risk if you were asking in that way. You're Greek, too nice. I don't know how to speak Greek, I promise you. Like, I know, just because I said souvlaki. Come on, bro. Just because I know how to say burrito doesn't mean that I'm Mexican. Even though I do know how to speak Spanish, but yeah. Just because you can name one food doesn't mean you're from that. But again, bro, happy to be an honorary whatever you want. I'll come through. Wow, looks like we are creating an ugly head and shoulders here on the NASDAQ. Z's Egyptian. No, but I am going to Egypt soon. I will be in Egypt soon. So if you're in Egypt, holler at me. Seriously. All right. Looks like we're forming a head and shoulders here, which would be awesome because we could likely get a long entry. Let's see, where are we at on the fibs? And for those of you that are asking me how to draw a fib, oh, this might be a nice trade. For those of you that ask me how to draw a fib, make sure that you join the free mastermind. That link will be in the description below. August 27th. Alia says kushari. I love kushari. I love kushari. That is like, kushari is like magic food. Especially at Abu Tariq. That's the best kushari joint in Egypt. And they opened one in Dubai, by the way. So Doc H, go see Abu Tariq. It's a kushari joint in Dubai. I can't remember what neighborhood. It might be close to Barsha in Dubai. Comfort food. Yeah, for sure. Can I rejoin your Discord? Dude, I told you. You guys hit 500 likes on the stream. I gave you 50% off for 3 months. Link is in the description. Sid's vlog. I guarantee you that's the best deal you'll ever get. We've never done that before, and we'll likely not do 50% again. It's just because we launched a brand new storefront on WAP. It's a collaboration with WAP. So because of that, we are offering a summer sale discount. You won't find it again. So Are you Dominican? No, I'm not. What is your fib settings? Alpine. Join this, and you will unlock all the secrets of the world. But my fib settings are 0.5, 0.6, 0.618, 0.65. That's what I use. Born and raised in Abu Dhabi. I lived in Abu Dhabi. Are you Iranian? No. Bros from Sudan or Morocco. You know what's so funny? I did a DNA test. I think I said this before. I have a ton of DNA from North Africa, which is crazy. You're American. Yes, of course I'm American. They're trying to guess my race, not what's on my passport. Do you save these lives for us to watch later? Yeah, just go on YouTube. They're all archived. All right. Let's look at these cash secure puts are gonna print. Like print. They expire next week too. I'm low-key hoping to get assigned because I would get assigned Tesla at like 2:30. And then I would just sell calls against my shares. You're Mexican. Bro, I live in LA. I'm an honorary Mexican. For sure. For sure. Does Sean Strickland have a chance against Izzy? Bro, that's probably going to be the easiest fight Izzy has had in a very long time. In a very, very long time. I don't even know why they're doing that fight. Like, you remember the trouble that Izzy had with Calvin Gastelum? Yeah, he's not gonna have that trouble with Sean Strickland. Izzy's the GOAT. He's one of them for sure. One of the most active champions you'll ever see. He puts it on the line every time, and regardless, you got to respect him. Brother, you could say please, Mike, and describe. Thank you, Yar. What? Can you please say Mike and describe? I don't know what you're saying, bro. You ever went to Ghana? No, but it's on my list. It's on my list. Z's half Cholo, half Iron Condor. You're hilarious. All right, let me draw out these pre-market levels. Let me draw out these pre-market levels so that I know what I'm trading today. Here's a pre-market high. Here's our pre-market low. I would also be targeting this before the gap that we had yesterday. And then this low here. So this is what I'm looking at on Tesla. Let me send this out. Where is it? I'm just gonna be drawing my pre-market levels. All right. Pre-market opening levels for Tesla. Let's do the SPY. And market opens in 1 minute. How much is a lifetime membership? For a lifetime, you need to be approved for that to the academy. So you're gonna go through like a little questionnaire, but you'll see the link in the description, bro. So just book a call with one of our ambassadors, and they will definitely get you set up, bro. And if not, I mean, to me, like I said, I think it's the best value that you'll find online because of what you get. the Mastermind, the Zoom calls, the live trading sessions, etc. This is for the SPY. But if not, then join the monthly, which will get you the bare minimum, the trades and the alerts. But as you heard countless people telling you on the stream today, that the lifetime is hella worth it and will pay for itself. And I truly believe that. And I would not sell it if I didn't believe that. QQQ. All right, what else are we looking at today? What does NVIDIA look like? Ooh, NVIDIA looks interesting. NVIDIA would be super interesting for a contrarian, potentially long. I'm not saying long yet. I don't have a bias on NVIDIA yet. But if it were to go long, there would be a lot of opportunity on NVIDIA. 1,000%. There'd be a ton of opportunity on NVIDIA. So let's do Tesla, SPY, QQQ, NVIDIA. What does Amazon look like? Eesh. I mean, Amazon looks ugly pre-market. However, it does have some potential big moves. So Amazon is staying on the watch list for sure. What else? What does Apple look like today? Apple is my biggest holding, by the way. I don't know. Palantir, we made a boatload off Palantir. We made 85% on Palantir calls on Monday because of that overreaction from earnings. Palantir might actually be good for a big move. Palantir can move 10% in a day, easy. It actually has dropped 9 to 10% the last 2 days. So Palantir might be gearing up for a big move. So I might trade it again. Yeah, if we get a long position on if we get a long alert on Palantir, I might buy the 16 calls, but I would need to see confirmation first. So we'll include Palantir in today's watch list. For those of you that are joining late, you guys should already know by now, but CPI came in line month over month, both core and headline. And year over year came in lower than expected at 3.2% versus 3.3%. NVIDIA looks interesting too. Wow, a lot of setups look interesting today. Hopefully we get some big moves. I haven't traded equity since Monday when I took that Palantir trade. So AMD, wait, was that AMD? Yeah, AMD's going on the list for sure. And then who's reporting earnings today? Let's check out earnings whispers.
Close to 250 companies are reporting.
What was that? Who's reporting earnings today? Let's see. We have wait, was this? No, this was yesterday. Who's reporting earnings today? Do you guys have that list? Let's see. I want to see if there's an earnings play today. Okay, here we go. So today's Thursday. So we have Alibaba reported before market. Oh, Alibaba might have a good day trade setup. After market close, no one interesting. And then tomorrow before the open, no one all the good earnings this week have already gone by. And then Alibaba, let's see. Oh, this is too ugly for me to trade pre-market. I mean, the pre-market looks too ugly, so. All right, let's send this out. If I join monthly, how profitable are you? Would it pay for itself and then some? I don't know, dude. Like I'm not how would I know? I'm not sitting I'm not sitting with you trading. If you're asking a question like that, don't join. And I'm 100% serious, because if you're asking a question like that, then it already tells me that you're not at the level where you probably should be, because you're looking for to someone else in terms of your trade execution, and I can't tell you if you're going to be profitable because I'm not there executing trades with you. I don't know how good your risk management is. I don't know how good your execution is. I don't know how good your understanding of options is. I don't know what your mistakes are. I don't know whether you hold your losers too long and cut your winners too quick. I don't know if you're going to be profitable. You know, get to a point where you're comfortable with execution at bare minimum. You know, and then come and see us, right? Like, if you're relying on someone else for everything, including execution, then you have some preliminary work to do, some fundamental work to do before joining. In my personal opinion. Dem Hook says you have to put in the work. Z will show you how, but put in the work. Yeah, I mean it's not nobody's going to make you profitable if your execution is not on point. Nobody. Right? Execution is everything. Lewis says, very good group. Highly recommend. Appreciate you. Aisha says, thank you so much for the lives. Y'all should definitely take advantage of the summer special. The Discord never disappoints, from analysts to the members. Appreciate you, Aisha. Can you describe what makes a stock look interesting? Yeah, if the levels are well defined beforehand, and if it looks like there's a lot of runway, to get to those levels, right? If it's not trading in a tight range and there's a lot of runway to get to these levels that I'm drawing out, then it looks like a pretty decent setup. And everything that I trade is highly liquid. So what is your success rate with people who join your membership? In terms of what? How can I quantify it, bro? There's thousands of people in there. I could tell you that every single person has become a better trader, right? But I don't have access to everyone's accounts. But you could check this section here and see the vast improvement that people are posting. A lot of these people have started off as absolute beginners. Some of them were intermediate traders, right? But like I'm not here to just sell you on a membership. Like if you're not comfortable with opening and closing a trade yet, and you're looking to someone to execute every aspect of a trade, and you don't know how, like if I send out a chart, right? If I send out a chart and say, this is what I'm looking at, and you can't at minimum read this, right? And see that where my entry is, where my stop limit is, where my exit is, then I would say that you have a lot of work to do. I mean, for sure, join if you want to. And you will learn how to do this eventually. But if all you're doing is looking to join someone so that you can try to follow every single click, I guarantee you won't be profitable anywhere, because execution is key, right? Execution is the most important thing. So if you're looking at this and you don't know how to set up your order, you don't know how to set your stop limit to mitigate your risk, you don't know how to track this in real time, and you don't know how to take profits, it's going to be, it's everyone starts somewhere. So it's fine. It's just, I would say whether you join us or join someone else, don't look to someone to execute every single aspect of your trade, because at the end of the day, you have to click the mouse button. I can't click it for you. Boon Lang says, if you're in the Discord, you're not just learning for Z. There are many experienced traders there too. Yeah, for sure. Shafiq says, I'm not as good of a trader as I want to be in 2 years, but I'm an immeasurably better trader than I was before joining a little over 2 years ago. It's about continuous improvement. Yeah, for sure. Like my goal, dude, is to make you good enough to where you can go off on your own and just trade, right? All right, guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate the stream. As I said, we came in line month over month, both core and headline. We came in 0.01% or 0.1% under on year over year headline. Market is liking it so far. Jobless claims came in higher than expected. The Fed likes that. The market likes that. Look at all these fools smiling at all the jobless claims. No info. All right, I'm out. Met a lady who came to my bar last night and suggested I follow you. She trades and flips homes for a living though. Said good things about you. Oh, that's crazy. What a small world. Is there a Discord? Yeah, bro. It's the link. It's the first link in the description. Check out the first link in the description, bro. It's in there. And appreciate whoever that lady was. Good on her. What is your expertise on SoFi? I don't know what that means. My expertise on SoFi? I don't know. So that's it for CPI. I'm gonna go back to the Discord and trade with the crew. I sent out already our pre-market levels. You see the SPY already reacting to the level that I drew out here. Look at to see what kind of reaction we get. Nasdaq is up over 1%. Oh, this is gearing up for potentially a very nice trade here. Ooh. Actually, ES looks way cleaner. As I said, I want to wait for this liquidity to be taken, which we did take, the 8:30 a.m. liquidity on ES. So definitely gearing up for a trade here. All right. For those of you that are in the Discord, I will see you there. For those of you that just joined, I will welcome you once you're in there, and welcome. But thank you guys so much for joining. I'll catch the rest of you in the academy. Hit that thumbs up on your way out. Make sure that you join. If you're not part of the academy, make sure that you join this free mastermind here. You'll see that link in the description, August 27th. And yeah, random card breaks. I'll see you in the summer mentorship tonight. But stay safe out there, traders. Peace.